Right, and then for what I actually learned from our audience feedback. So I've got a list here and I'm just going to go through exactly kind of what we picked up. So firstly, it would appear that our film is definitely made for our target audiences. Neither my mum or my grandparents really understood the vlogging genre or some of the messages coming across in the video, and definitely I would say the poster and magazine cover came across the least with all of them than anyone else. It's also apparent that our film definitely is made for a more niche audience. When I got people to react to it, some of them said they weren't really interested, others said they didn't care much for it. This is mainly due to not everyone being interested in indie thriller films. A lot of people agreed that the poster and magazine were well designed, but they thought that they didn't necessarily bear much resemblance to the trailer. Artistically, it was agreed that the free text worked well, focusing on a modern art, but due to the big mix between real life and minimalistic illustration, the link between them simply wasn't clear. It definitely wasn't clear from the poster and magazine alone that the actual film would be recorded and it may have been an animated film or something like that. Many people also seem to agree that the poster and magazine cover specifically worked well together. However, when they were deciding if it worked well with the trailer, they would say either one or the other did, so maybe the poster seemed to fit with the trailer better, or the magazine cover would fit with the trailer better. And this means that we probably could have had better synergy than we thought we did, because as I say, when we were making it, we knew our thought process, so we thought it would work together well, but now that we've got outside opinions, we can see that maybe it didn't work together so well, and it wasn't clear that it was actually the three of them were for the same film. So the plot twist, which was one of our main focuses, worked very well. As shown from my grandparents, this definitely seemed to work with the younger demographic that we were aiming for. Everything we did definitely sparked more interest from younger generations. This is probably a good sign because it means we've hit our intended target audience. You're never really going to make a film that, especially not about modern culture, that really interests everyone. So the older generations, such as my mum and grandparents, definitely aren't going to be as interested in it as younger generations. But it's good that we have hit our target demographic. The trailer was definitely very effective from what everyone said to us, and most people said it would make them want to watch the film. The poster and magazine cover definitely seemed to be less successful, with people saying that it didn't really make them think much about the film. Some people did say they worked quite well, but I think the main problems were that it either didn't feel like a thriller, it didn't give much away about the film, or it made it maybe seem like it was an animated film. It definitely seemed to be widely agreed that the music in this production worked well, and it didn't seem out of place. This is something I was worried about, having made the music, but it seemed to work out well. Everyone said that the music did definitely fit there, and it didn't seem like it shouldn't have been there. From what people have been saying, our trailer has been produced well. It's good to hear this from third parties, rather than deciding that yourself, because as I say, we've worked on it, so we see it in a different light than other people do. For the most part, everything worked together and nothing was out of place. There were a couple of small issues, such as the missing poster using a bad image, but it seemed to be widely agreed that our trailer was well made and it was produced at a higher quality than what would seem like a regular student film. Lastly, it seems like vlogging was very well received in this production, more so by the target demographic, younger ages pretty much. According to feedback, there were a couple of issues, such as it not necessarily working in every aspect, but it seemed to be a good step in the direction for the future. Maybe vlogging would, if this film was to be produced, maybe vlogging would be something that gained a bit of traction in films in the future, but right now it seems like, there's stuff we need to work on if we were to, work on it all again.